Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium channel and an intuitive life coach. And today I have with me the energy of Hermes Trismegistus, who wants to discuss your non-physical senses. Very fascinating subject to think that you have senses that are not physical, but that you can use. Very excited about that. If you enjoy the content you hear today, then please remember to like, subscribe, and share this information. And we are on our way to 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you very much for your support. And we'll keep moving forward. And we're doing really well on TikTok and Facebook too as well. Thank you so much for your support. The idea of non-physical senses has been around for thousands of years, actually. I believe King Croesus in 500 BC first thought of the idea of thought transference. Think about that. 2,500 years ago, there was a king thinking about telepathy. You know, more recently, we know about telepathy from individuals like Franz Anton Mesmer, who could put people into a trance state and put a thought in their mind, and a person would act the thought out that was given to them in a condition you call hypnosis. And that's a fascinating thing too. So Hermes came in this morning and said, it's very important this time you're in about awakening yourself, not to just the things of this world that keep you in this world, but it's important that you awaken yourself to your own mysticism, your own secret nature, that once understood becomes very useful to you. Now, there are examples he was reminding me of today of how we use our non-physical senses when we're not even aware we're doing it. You know, there's ways you actually use your non-physical senses when you're not even aware of it. You know, you look at somebody out there walking down the street and you find kind of fancy them and you're looking and suddenly they turn and they look at you. You're just looking at them and suddenly they turn and they look at you. We've all had that experience. You're beside somebody, you look, and suddenly they look. What happens there? He says that is a non-physical connection that emerges in the moment your attention goes somewhere, you form a connection with it. Now, such things as clairvoyance, clairaudience, which means clear hearing and clear seeing, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, clear feeling, and claircognizance, clairknowing. These are the non-physical senses that we've been taught to teach about in our masterclass series. And you use them all the time. You're just not aware you are. They're underdeveloped. And I asked Hermes, why is it so important for us to develop them now? And he said, because you have to learn to get in touch with the invisible creator, the all-pervasive, all-powerful one that built everything that you see with your eyes and hear with your ears. It's very important you build a relationship, a communion, a connection with this invisible one who can hear you, who can see you, can know you, and feel you more intimately than any other human being outside of yourself. It becomes very beneficent for this one that created all that you can see with your eyes and all that you can hear with your ears. This one is the one you need to communicate with if you wish to avoid unnecessary travesty, as has befallen many civilizations before you. It's important that you understand many civilizations have fallen and faltered and failed because of their disconnection from the great architect of creation. You've lost your communion with it. And unfortunately, that is the problem you have today as well. Without that connection to the great architect, it makes it very difficult for you to be able to have communication and receive inspiration and guidance on how to walk through your world in the way that you were intended to walk through your world, with goodness and righteousness as the cornerstones of your existence. very simple examples of telepathy, getting a sensation of thinking of somebody and suddenly they call you on the phone. You've all had that happen to you. So there are many, you're thinking about someone you haven't thought about in a long time and suddenly you run into them on the street. These non-physical senses, you were born into this world with those senses, and additionally with the physical senses that you're quite familiar with, your seeing sense, your hearing sense, your smelling sense, your tasting sense, and your touching sense, and your knowing sense. You came into this world with those 5 physical senses that allow you to comprehend and understand this world, this beautiful, beautiful world that was given to you as a gift to exist in outside of the realm of the invisible. And as equally as you gave attention to those 5 physical senses through your interaction with this physical world, is it important that you get into a practice where you leave the non-physical world behind and you go into the inner invisible realm, which is not so invisible when you consider that you can see the thoughts in your own mind, although they are invisible, seemingly invisible to everyone. But there are others that can pick them up. I was just thinking that, you say. Oh, I was just speaking about that the other day. You see, these non-physical senses do not get adequately developed from the moment of your birth. When you come into this world, where all of your senses are balanced and intact. They were all meant to be developed simultaneously. You were not meant to simply develop your non-physical senses at the expense of your physical senses. You have to learn to develop the non-physical senses now to gain connection and communion with the source of your life and your light, and the many others that commune with that source also. With that source, all questions can be answered. All questions can be answered. All things can be known. You can be given information and ideas that are not available to you through your 5 physical senses. Your sciences today currently struggle trying to understand the mysteries of the universe, but only through the instruments of the physical. You are trying to understand your life with only a part of your consciousness working for you, learning to go into the inner world, deep, deep within you, where you do not depend upon the eyes or the ears to hear and see, for the inner ear and the inner eye can see far greater the mysteries of existence and life than your eyes of the body and the ears of the body can, which are only designed to allow you to navigate through this world. Your non-physical senses were meant to be developed at a very young age. The function of what you call thought transference or mind reading is a natural and spontaneous communication that exists between mother and children. It's there in the very beginning. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance, they're with you in the beginning, but there are no instruments in this physical world with which those senses have been adequately developed. And so the vast majority of you have these senses undeveloped, underdeveloped, or completely ignored altogether. And oftentimes when these senses are not developed, there's great confusion because there is a feeling that you are only living half of your life in this world. You don't feel whole and complete because you are cut off from the realm of the invisible by your attachment to the visible. And there are simple practices which we have, of course, given to this one and others to guide you on beginning to redevelop or reawaken those non-physical senses. Many of you find yourself being ultra sensitive to thought and the mood of other people. And those of you that are ultra sensitive have your senses, their non-physical senses, active, but you do not understand the function of these invisible senses. And so you think there's something wrong with you because you are perceiving something that others seemingly cannot. But each and every one of you in this physical dimension is capable of activating and using your non-physical senses. At any point in the process of your life, while you're in a physical body, you may choose to go within and begin the process of activating these non-physical senses, which allow you to speak to the great creator and innovator of life as you see it. It is within you, your inner ear, your inner eye, that will let you behold and hear the wonders of knowledge and wisdom and information that is available to all who can open their inner sight and their inner hearing. The wisdom and the knowledge of all ages is available to each and every one of you. Many of you ask the question, how is it possible for us to recreate something from a civilization long since dead? Such civilizations as the great Atlantean Empire, where there was technology very similar to yours, but far more advanced, that allowed you to draw energy from the world around you to fabricate and manifest things that were drawn from the air, as your great pyramids once did, drew energy directly from the ether, powering great cities, entire continents. And you have had inklings of that in this civilization in your last 200 years, where there were many that thought of the ether, the power that is all around you. Your modern sciences are very familiar with the idea that there's much available electrical energy in the space, even around your body in this moment, that you can draw from. The considerations there are many civilizations that have actually actualized that. The Atlantean kingdom, but one of many thousands of different civilizations that have existed upon this earth over many millions of years, unbeknownst to the vast majority of you. But without your ability to quiet your mind, without your ability to get detached sufficient enough from the distractions of the world, it is very difficult to gain access to the realms of information and knowledge that are forever around you. And so I came to this one today to remind you that it is very important that you remember that you have this other aspect of your being that is not physical. You have your physical being that allows you to comprehend and apprehend this physical dimension. And you have another aspect of your being that is non-physical, that is designed to have the capacity to connect to, comprehend, and apprehend the invisible realms of information, knowledge, and wisdom contained within the space of infinite space all around you. It is with you, will always be with you. And at any time you may begin the process of reawakening these dormant non-physical senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. That is how your great mystics commune with the divine, how your great innovators and inventors throughout all humanoid ages upon this planet, how all new idea and inspiration comes through these non-physical channels as inspiration, as understanding, as knowledge, as clearly defined ideas. And so it becomes very important that you learn to open these channels up, that you might be able to hear even the great God that you so admire and respect is available to you through the non-physical realms. It is why the function of prayer was intended to assist you in guiding you back to that communion with the divine within you. Unfortunately, that system of prayer was not adequately taught, and you were always placed in a position that there was supposed to be something in the human world that you had to use as a vehicle to do that. You needed a leader to tell you what the divine would tell you. But the true leader would say to you that the divine is within you, for you may go within and you may enter its halls and hear the words, the wisdom, and the knowledge of that divinity that exists within you at any point of time and space. and you may receive infinite inspiration and guidance. But first, you must make the choice to leave the physical world for a period of time every day. To leave the physical world, to close the gates of your house, to close your eyes, to close your ears, to pull away from the world, to go beyond your thought, your thinking self, to go away from that into being where you do not depend on eye nor ear, nor touch, nor taste. You leave this world behind for a period of time every day. And in that place, you can begin to request and commune with the realms of information that are indeed available to you at all times, in all spaces, and in all places. By the mere shift of your attention from the physical to the non-physical, many of you are stuck in your thoughts. You are stuck in reflecting only on your thoughts, your memories, your emotions, your future anticipations based on those. And so you remain trapped in the scheme of the thinking mind. And it's very difficult to get outside that scheme if you do not know how to get it quiet and out of your way so that you can walk past it into a different chamber of your consciousness that will allow you to perceive and experience the realms of information of the great architect and many other beneficent and wonderful beings that would guide you, your ascended masters, your angelic ones, those from other dimensions that have transited through this world and gone on to other things that would offer you the wisdom and knowledge they've acquired in their new realm. But your attachment to your thoughts, to your memories, to your emotions, inhibits your capacity to perceive anything beyond them. And that has been the great difficulty of your civilization, going beyond what you know into the realm of what you do not know. And yet there have been a few of your ascended ones that have said you must know nothing to know what you do not know. You must know nothing to know everything else. And there's great wisdom and truth in that. And it shall always be that way. But you must make time each and every day for yourself to reawaken these non-physical senses that are part of your consciousness and architecture to perceive and know beyond what your mind knows and perceives through the body. Only you can make this transition from mind, body, to awareness of soul. For your mind and body are only of this world. They're only designed to assist you to navigate in this world. You, beautiful soul, the one that hears these words that might find some grain of truth in them and say, something sounds real here. It is you that has the capacity to put your mind, your physicality aside for a period of time to begin to reclaim, to reactivate these non-physical senses that are available and a part of who you are as a spiritual being. Your body is part of who you are as a physical being. Your physical senses are part of who you are as a physical being. Your thoughts are part of who you are as a physical being. And you, as a non-physical being, have access to information, idea, and sensation beyond the physical. And I felt it was very important you understand that at no greater time than now do you have the opportunity to reawaken these senses. It is imperative that you learn to acquire and gain access to information and knowledge beyond what you know. For the information that you know can only be sufficient to allow you to deal with that which you know. It will not allow you to innovate or create anything functionally new. You cannot create something functionally new of what you already have. And so you must step outside of what you know to know what you do not. And in there you will find freedom of information and ideation, where you can hear the words of God, the words of your ascended ones, the words of your great creators and inventors that have come and gone from this world. You may know and experience their wisdom, their knowledge, and their truth can become available to you in the placing of mind and body in a state of abeyance, that you yourself would be able to hear and see and know this other realm of which I speak. But always that realm is available but it was not until you know it is. But you were given the opportunity when you were very young. The environment around you, your parents, your teachers, did not understand, as they were bound by the confines of the five physical senses and the information they had acquired from this world only, and remained bound to the world of flesh and thought, memory and emotion. But each and every one of you have had your moments where you've stepped outside the paradigm of what is known. You've had those moments of opportunity where you suddenly know something, or you were inspired, or you're guided, or you get an inkling or a knowing of something. You do. And you wonder, how did I know that? Where did that come from? And that is the arrow that will point you in the direction that there is another realm of information, knowledge, and wisdom available to you than the world of what you know through the five physical sensory self. And this is what I had to say to you today through this one, that you understand that you must begin to reactivate your dormant non-physical senses that are within you. They're not the senses of the body, but they're similar in that they will allow you to see, they will allow you to hear, they will allow you to feel and know things that you cannot know through the body, through the mind. And it's important you learn to develop those. Thank you. Morning, everybody. Very fascinating. Hi. Good morning. Good to see you. So we're at a very fascinating time. So when he came in this morning and he was talking about that he had me doing some looking into history. Like 500 years BC, there was a king. I believe he's a Greek king, Croesus, who thought about the idea of thought transference, right? And that's what hypnosis is. When you see stage hypnosis, it's where they're taking a thought in their mind and they're transmitting it into the mind and body of the other individual. The other individual takes it on and carries it out. Franz Anton Mesmer, who discovered the concept of hypnosis, wasn't the first person. He was just the first person to find that there was a way to put a person into a state where he could gain access to influence their function of behavior over mind and body in ways nobody else had before. It's really, really quite fascinating that you can put your body, think about it, you can put your mind and body into a state and heal it or restore it or regenerate it. And it's well documented in many cases of hypnosis where people have been put in states where they actually healed. And that's where you can take a look at the history books and look under some of the work that Franz Anton Mesmer did with healing. Quite remarkable, quite amazing. Anyway, that door is now opening up for us. It's really important you learn to develop those. Thank you so much. Hi. You're very welcome. Somebody's saying something about a course on spirituality. I've been on the awakening path for over 10 years now and feel stuck in my growth. Any tips? Yes. Take our Masterclass 101, which begins on June the 14th. Go sign up for Masterclass 101, which begins June the 14th. It's a 3-week program where we will initiate the process of activating your non-physical senses. That's the best tip I would give you. Or book a reading with me and talk directly to your guides, your angels, your ascended masters, the ones that want to work with you. Because everybody has guides, everybody has angels available to you. You have them. But most people are so bound by what we know and think and believe with our own minds and what we see with our eyes and ears that we can't tune into their presence. Right? And you'll learn how to do that in Masterclass 101. Again, you got a couple of months before we begin, so sign up now. Better sooner than later. Question from Jasmine. If God created a world with contrast and duality, is it our job to transform the dark to the light by using our clairvoyance? Absolutely. You can use any of these senses for that. That's a wonderful consideration, Jasmine. I've never thought of it quite that way. I find it really fascinating you're asking these types of questions now, and when you would not ask those kinds of questions a couple of years ago. It's pretty fascinating to watch how we can shift our consciousness from one state to another. So amazing. So wonderful to see that. Great question. Thank you so much. Daniel's saying, I believe these divine gifts are awakened already. Yes, they're dormant. You have them. Everybody has these dormant abilities. They're just not exercised. It's like if you took your hand and arm and you tied it to your chest for 6 months and didn't move it at all, the arm would atrophy. The muscle would get weak from lack of movement. The blood supply would diminish. You'd have one skinny arm and one regular arm. It's because it's not used. And so everybody has clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience. Everybody has these 4 clairs. They're just not used. They're atrophied. But there are a lot of people on the planet that we call empaths, who those senses are active, but they're not aware that that's what's going on. They think, I just feel this way all the time. No, you've got the door is wide open. You have no way of closing the door to information coming into you from other people. There are ways to do that. But yeah, they are dormant. They're not dormant. They're available for everybody. They're just not being used. They're underdeveloped. It's a better word for it. They're underdeveloped. Yeah, we're talking about clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. My true growth was through hypnosis. Well, hypnosis opens the door. Hypnosis opens a door. You know, a lot of people, it's one of the things that fascinated Franz Anton Mesmer. It's also one of the reasons why the existing powers and control mechanisms of our social and political elite have created systems of healing and medicine that restrict certain people from exploring these other realms. You have to have a license or a special practitioner to understand the function of such things as hypnosis or healing. Yet hypnosis and healing are natural functions of your consciousness all the time. They don't know this, but again, control and power has been a way to keep people disempowered. Hi. Drusilla saying, take the class. Yeah, take the class. Don't waste it. You'll learn, you'll get introduced to what we're saying here. Casey, what is my relationship to Merlin? Yeah, well, you had a very apprenticeship type relationship with him. I can say that for a fact. You had a form of apprenticeship with him that is just being realized now. That's part of the reason why certain parts, new parts of your brain are being opened up, literally and figuratively. That will allow you to tune into because remember, Merlin understood how to use the invisible world to affect the visible world. Most people are stuck in the physical world, trying to affect the physical world only with the physical things. But beings like Merlin, Yeshua, Buddha, many others, learned how to harness the invisible world to affect and influence the visible world. It's how Jesus was able to execute his healing, to be able to use his knowledge of the invisible to influence and affect matter, time, and space very differently. Very fascinating thing. It really is. Hi. I mentally understand, but it hasn't happened experientially. Sign up for masterclass. Everybody understands this intellectually. Sign up for masterclass 101. It begins June 14th, I think I said, right? June 14th. Sign up for it. Get prepared. It's a 3-week program you're going to be going into, and over a 3-week period, you'll get introduced to the concept of what these these non-physical senses are. You'll learn how to connect to your guides and angels, which is essential, because you can only get information from this world that's in this world. You have to learn to shift your consciousness from identification with an attachment to the body-mind system as the locus of your identity, and learn to recognize there's a place in your consciousness that you can shift your awareness. You can gain access to realms of information that aren't readily available here. I mean, guys like Edison and Nikola Tesla, right? Elon Musk, these guys pulled in new ideas from somewhere. They drew them from the nothingness of from the infinite spectrum of all possibilities. And they brought it into this world. Every new human innovation comes into this world, right? It's a wonderful thing. Yeah. Thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Remember, like, subscribe, share if you're enjoying the channel, enjoying the content. Helps out the channel, helps other people in the world get access to this information that don't currently have it. Amanda, hi, William. I brought in the feeling of magic in the meditation with Metatron. My son came home. The first thing he said was that he moved the rain cloud with magic. Did I send that feeling to him? Yes. Parents, the moment you conceive that child, you have an intimate telepathic bond, especially mothers. You have an intimate telepathic bond with your children that does not end when the child is born. It can continue through the lifetime. Most people don't understand this. But yes, you did, Amanda. You totally did when you moved into that awareness. You transfer, because fathers do too, just on a lesser extent. But mothers and fathers have a telepathic relationship with their children, as well as a physical, verbal, physical sensation reality. So when you think thoughts and you have emotions, you're transmitting that to your child. You're communicating functions of behavior to your child before they can even speak or even think. You're just communicating information directly into their biological architecture and their energetic field. And so parents transfer a lot of knowledge and wisdom, not only through the genes, but you also transfer it with your thoughts, with your emotions, directly to the child, even before they can walk or talk or think or even speak or even make focus, look at you in a focused way. You're already from the moment of conception forming a telepath. You form a telepathic bond, and the information between you and your child is transferred not only through the 5 physical senses, but through your awareness, through your thoughts, through your emotions, through your fantasies, through your meditations. You can leverage that. Parents can leverage their communication with their children in profound ways, right? But a lot of parents are confused and have confused their children because they don't understand this relationship. But congratulations, Amanda. It's wonderful if your son is receiving that kind of transmission from you. Just know that. And if you're a parent out there listening to this, it's not just Amanda. Every parent, regardless of your age or your child's age, you have a telepathic communication with your child. Unfortunately, most people are unaware of it, and it remains unleveraged and undeveloped. When at a very young age, you could literally think certain ways to your child and affect them. You can feel certain feelings and affect them. You can be in another room and thinking about how happy and content your child is sleeping. They'll pick that up from you. They'll sleep happily and contentedly. Think about the times your child is, they start walking around, if you've had children, and your child's walking around and you've got a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or a drink of orange juice on a coffee table, and the child goes towards it and they go up, they go to touch it, and you say to them, "Don't touch it." And they look at you as you say that, and then they touch it. Why does that happen? It happens because the idea you have in your mind is them touching it. That's why you're saying, "Don't touch it," because you're in your mind seeing them touching it. They don't understand the words, but they understand the image you transmitted to them. So they see the picture from your mind of them touching it. So they smile and they touch it. And then most parents get angry and upset at their child for doing the thing the parent communicated to them. Watch what sort of thoughts you hold in your mind around your children, especially young children, because they see images because they don't understand language. So they have to have a form of communication that allows you to affect and influence them, and that's telepathy, right? A lot of parents don't know that. They don't want to teach parents that. Last thing they need is a bunch of people who can read everybody else's mind. Good to see you. Hi, welcome. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Did my guide pinch me the other day, a few days ago, when I was in a garden? Yes, your guide did. That happens a lot too. I mean, where were MJ and I the other day? We were out and about, and I was about to purchase something, and then one of my guides grabbed me on the shoulder and said, "Yeah, that's the one. Take this one. That's the one you're looking for." Right? So I was looking for something, and they'll tell you. They're always trying to tell you what you need to know. Hi. How many past lives can reintroduce themselves into this one? Are they different in the same souls? You think of a deck of cards, and you stack the cards on top of each other. They all look identical. They're different cards, but they appear to be identical. You contain within you, not only through your genetic matrix, but in your consciousness, you contain every single physical lifetime you've had in this world and other worlds that you may have come to this earth from. So you can have many, many, many lifetimes. And yes, you can gain access to them if you want to. So there's no limit. If there's an eternity, yes, I understand. So I'm being told to communicate to you. Some of you will come to this world and be arriving at this world for the first time. And from all appearances, you would say, "I've only lived this in my first lifetime here." But you've had many, many countless lifetimes, all of you. It's why so many of you had that feeling that you call deja vu so often, where you say, "Oh, I remember this moment. I remember this from a time before." You all have this because you've lived many, many, many lifetimes, not just upon this earth. There are other places in which you've existed, both in this physical world and in non-physical worlds, and many other physical worlds that exist in the wondrous and infinite cosmos of time and space that you live in that physical body. The evidence of eternity is all around you. All right. Great question, by the way. Any message from my masters or guides, please. Ground today. I will say it for everybody too. Go out and ground today. Get your feet on the ground somewhere or put your hands on a tree, but spend at least 20 minutes today, especially today, putting your feet or hands in contact with something that's grounded. Feet on the ground, hands on a tree, bare hands on a tree, and just let your hands and feet rest in direct connection to the earth for at least 15 to 20 minutes today. There's a huge energetic wave hitting the planet today, and it's going to alter and affect a lot of things on this planet. The good that's on this planet that humanity's exercising will become better, and the evil that humanity's exercising on this planet will become stronger as well. These energetic waves that our planet is receiving are only energy for us to utilize in the way that's in our will to do so. So if you're aligned to anger, fear, guilt, shame, then that's going to be amplified in these coming couple of days. If you're in a state of joy and happiness, that's going to be amplified. In our masterclass series, one of the things they had us do was make sure that we created. They have 3 days every week where there's a deep lesson and a meditation, along with other practices with our other mediums, designed to teach you how to get your mind and body under your authority. And it's really important you learn how to do that, because these energy waves are going to just feed whatever's in you. They're going to amplify what's on inside. If you're in a state of fear and anger, that's going to be amplified. If you're in a state of happiness and joy, that's going to be amplified. Remember, when you add energy to a system, it strengthens it. This is electromagnetic energy that's going to influence and affect your biology, your psychology, your soul, and the planet as a whole. So really important you understand that grounding will be very, very important for you and for everyone today. Go out and get your feet on the ground for at least 15, 20 minutes. Get your hands on a tree, something that will let you connect to the earth for that period of time. Please remember to do that. Hi. Is it good to change my last name and or will my community reject me? Not close with some family need to. Name changes need to be done very, very carefully and very, very thoughtfully, because my daughter Kai, who once was born with the name Diane, and she changed her name. Diane, she wanted to change her name at age, I think it was age 8. She said, I want to change my name, Dad. And I said, why do you want to change your name? She said, I don't want the word die in my name. She was like 8 years old when she said that. And I said, yeah, I can see why you'd want to change your name. So she changed her name from Diane to Holly. And then for many years, she was Holly. And then recently she said, I need to change my name again. And she changed her name from Holly to Kai. Because again, the vibration of the name was really important to her. So if you're going to change your name, be very mindful of the vibration, the energetic frequency that when you think or speak that name, what the body feels. We have a number of students that have changed their names just because they felt that their name they had was not sufficient to who they actually were. So sometimes you need to change your name to create a different vibrational alignment. So yeah, you may need to do that, but do so carefully and thoughtfully. It's snowing in Quebec today. You're missing it. I don't mind missing the snow at all. It's one of the reasons I am where I am right now, but I will be coming back and enjoying it. My father-in-law's in Quebec, 97 years old, 98 years old this year. Still as robust as can be. Wonderful. Hi, good morning. Can you tune in to see if changing last name is good for my path? Will it lead to more, or will it lead to more pain? Again, when you are considering a name change, sit with it. Feel how the whole body, because remember, words, thoughts can affect physiology. When you have a certain thought, like, wow, it affects your energy, your chemistry. So think about the name, feel how the body responds, because the body will respond on this level. And this is the level you're concerned with. How will that name affect this physical world that you're going to be in? So you want to sit with the name for a little bit and just see how the body feels. Go into it. How would the body feel? And you'll feel it because the body will either accept it or reject it. Just like, if you eat something that doesn't taste good, your body goes, it doesn't taste good. The same thing will happen with you with choosing a new name. Be aware of how the body responds and reacts to the vibration of that name. Right? There's a difference between heavy metal and classical music sometimes. Yeah, how you doing? Oh, you're very welcome, Casey. Hi, JJ. Question: without trying, I've heard a departed loved one twice as if he was next to me. How come he chose me? Because you're open and able to hear. They'll come to you. Remember, your guides and angels are around you all the time. Your loved ones that leave the physical dimension can hang around you for a long time. But what most people don't know how to do is to tune into their energy, to actually tune into them. And you are able to do that. So they came to you for that purpose, because you can hear, you can feel, you can see, and you can know in ways that your other family members cannot. I would be asking them questions about what they see and observe you can be able to do or think or be that's different than you are. Ask them for guidance. Right? But that's a great question. I'm so happy for you, Jerusalem. Thank you so much. Amanda's saying, take the classes. It'll help change your life and your children. Wonderful. Hello, Ping. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Just found you. My 93-year-old mother is going into hospice, and I appreciate your pep talk to communicate with her. I follow a shaman's path. So when a person's transitioning from the body, let's say the physical mind is no longer hearing or responding or reacting to people normally, things like Alzheimer's, things like that, that there's this movement of the soul away from the body. As the body becomes less able to allow the soul to function for it, the soul starts to distance itself from the body. So with your grandmother, really important, you can telepathically think to her. Don't think to her body or to her mind or to her personality, but you can telepathically let that soul know it's perfectly safe at all times. And that's the truth. When your soul transitions from matter to consciousness or energy again, nothing happens to you as a soul. The body goes through a process that's uncomfortable for the body because it ceases to function. It will no longer exist. But your grandmother's a beautiful being. I love this golden light I see around her. Like, she's got this beautiful golden light all around her, and she's like really smiling. She's grateful that you have this level of care for her. So commune with her in telepathy. Do not commune with her in words, but in telepathy. Let your thoughts go through your hands. When you hold her hands, let your thoughts of love and gratitude and appreciation and respect, let that be what you offer her. Don't let holding on and no. Let be with her in the graciousness and the wondrousness of the movement of another soul from this world to another. And what a wonderful soul. She's got this beautiful golden light around her. I just getting tingles all over my body, tuning into it. Thank you, grandmother. Thank you. Wonderful. Have fun with that, Ping. It'll be a wonderful journey for both of you. You're going to learn something new from this. Question: is there any message about my trip? Get going. That's what I'm being told to tell you. Get going on the trip. Get going. Yeah. Mike says, can you tune into me about it? I'm not certain what you're asking me to tune into, Mike. Oh, wait, there it is. My sister asked me to change my name to our father's last name before she passed. I'm getting a strong yes for that, Mike. I get a strong yes for that. That it's gonna put two things together. But you can also keep the old name. You can use. I'm being told to tell you, you can use both last names, because your father's name will be used and is vibrationally for different things than is the name you currently use. Your father's name has a different vibration to it, a different energy to it that will have its place. So you want to use that name for you. Anyway, for me, it was a complete name change for me. But for you, it's really important you understand that there's a particular place where your dad's name will work in very specific ways for you energetically than your current name. But you can flip back and forth, keep both names. Don't give them both up. Hi. If you want to get into more detail about that, Mike, I would highly suggest you book a reading with me. Anybody here, if you want to go into really deep detail about your questions, your considerations, you go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com, and book a 1-hour reading with me, and you'll get so much information and understanding about your life that you never thought possible. It's really amazing when your guides and angels step into your life, when you open the door for them to communicate with you. Hi. I want to move back to Hawaii ASAP. Going through a lot of awakening. Well, congratulations that you're going through that awakening, and enjoy Hawaii. My ex Holly is still in Hawaii. Not sure how that would go. Well, if you're going there to follow her, you're going for the wrong reasons. There's a different energy that's happening with you too. You need to honor it. Hi. Yes, there we go. Can I tune into you and to how the family and community will respond? I have trauma in family, but I'm fearful. Mike, I highly recommend you take our Masterclass 101. You will learn to gain a level of mastery over your mind and your emotions and your body that you cannot find in conventional ways. And it'll happen over a 3-week period. It's a remarkable process. Go to my website, sign up for Masterclass 101 Awakening. The course starts June the 14th, and it runs for 3 weeks. It will change your life, and you won't feel so trapped with the limits of what you know. So many people are trapped in the limits of what they know in their mind. That's why a lot of people are suffering. You can't find a solution to your problems because it doesn't exist in your mind. You have to get out of your mind. And if you can't get out of your mind, you're stuck with what you know. And if you're stuck with what you don't know what you don't know, so you can't change anything. Sign up for the class, change your life. Don't waste another minute. You know, we got a number of our students are here that have been saying, like, take this class. It's changed their lives. It's changed hundreds of lives. Hundreds of people's lives have been changed. And if you want to look at the way it ripples out from each person, there's thousands of lives that have been changed. Thousands of lives have been changed from our work. It's an amazing thing. All right. Does my mom still communicate with me? When you're open to it, she says. She says you haven't been too open to it. You've been too fearful. You have to let go of your fear. This must be their way of finding out why I was told to change my name to Grace. Grace is a beautiful name. It is a really beautiful name. Oh, you're welcome, JJ. So happy you asked the question. How do I book a private reading? Go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com, and under services, click book a reading and book one. It's an amazing experience. Your reading will be held on Zoom. It will be recorded and available for you to download literally a couple minutes after the reading so you can review it. Reading is an amazing experience. You come and you'll get information, knowledge, understanding, wisdom you never thought you would ever get. It will be life-changing. And again, we have many people that come to book readings with me end up taking our courses because when you connect your guides and angels and you start feeling their presence, it completely changes your life. And in your reading, I will connect to the beings that are here to assist you and guide you, and I will communicate to you the information that they have. But that's how you do it. Go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com, and have fun with that. It'd be really beautiful. Yes, take the classes. You're very welcome. Wilderness is asking, I am intending on joining a marketing training course that will set me back 6,000 euros. Is this a good idea? Does it align with my purpose? I'm getting you will gain great benefit from it. You will gain great benefit from it, but only if you utilize what is given to you. Otherwise, it could be a very uncomfortable waste of resources. But you must utilize it fully and completely. There must be no holding back. Learn to if you get in tune with the divine inside, you get in touch with your guides and your angels. They'll take you on a marketing course journey that will knock your socks off. Take our masterclass coming up in June. It's only $199 for 3 weeks. You will learn more about your guides and your angels. You'll learn more about your mind and your body and yourself in that 3 weeks than you will from any marketing course. Take them both. Hi. There we go. Well, I think I'm going to take one more question here from TikTok and maybe one more from YouTube. That's okay. I'm at a crossroads. If you're at a crossroads, sign up for Masterclass 101. Your crossroad will become a very clear, defined path. Listen, it doesn't. If you change your name and your community rejects you, that's a good thing. Because if you are changing your name because it's right for you, then people that love and cherish you will feel the change in your being and will honor you and cherish you. Again, it's not about being special. Hi. I'm answering you both. You think I'm answering you separately. I'm not. The answer is for both of you. You have to understand the vibration of your name is very important. It is very important. It's not, your name is a frequency, an emanation that gets spoken again and again and again. When someone speaks a name to you, let's say your name is Jewel. The vibration of the name Jewel is very specific. The name Yeshua is very specific in its vibration. The name Buddha is very specific in its vibration. The name God is very specific in its vibration. The name you will choose to utilize in the function of your conduct in this physical dimension will loan itself to events and circumstances unfolding in your life that are in alignment with it. It is very simple. It's not complex. There's no unnecessary complexity whatsoever. One more question from YouTube, and here we go. Question from Maria and Loretta Ryan. Hi, William. My cat, Tommy, has a cyst above his right eye. Is he going to be okay? Other than it being disturbing to you, it's not a big bother to him. It's just part of his biological existence. Animals aren't attached to their bodies in the same way humans are. Animals don't have the type of vanity that humans do. So it's not a big deal to him. But I'm being told from this other voice is saying to me to tell you, if you want to get it removed, it should be no difficult getting it removed if you choose to do that, right? 24 years old. Wow, that's amazing. Your cat's 24 years old. Wow. You've got, it's very rare that cats will stay in a body that long. You must really share a lot of love with each other. That's incredible and phenomenal. Sending much love to you and your furry friend. And I want to wish all of you much, much love. Remember, if you want to book a reading, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. You can book a reading there. You can also sign up for Masterclass 101, which begins on June the 14th, which is our introductory program into mediumship and learning how to meditate and connect to your guides and angels, and a whole list of other wonderful things that you'll learn. I want to wish you all much love. Have yourselves a wonderful and joyful day, and I'll see you on the Friday edition of Shortcut for Your Soul.